And welcome back. Reading Partners is a national not-for-profit organization mobilizing communities to provide students with the proven individualized reading support they need to read at grade level by the fourth grade. Now, they envision a future where all children in the U.S. have the reading skills necessary to reach their full potential. Joining me now to share more details is the Executive Director of Reading Partners, Primo Lasana, and then Community Engagement Director of Reading Partners, Rhea Quiñones. And glad to have you both here with us on the show.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
Good. Rhea, I guess I'll start with you and talk a little bit about literacy, because literacy is a huge issue when it comes to kids in our city school district. Kids not reading really up to the grade level, and particularly that fourth grade level, very critical. So share with us some of the work that you're doing.
Absolutely. So you did a great job of previewing what Reading Partners does. We work directly with students in kindergarten through fourth grades who need a little bit of extra support to become strong readers by the time they're in fourth grade. And I oversee our volunteer recruitment. So we make sure we have all the volunteers we need in order to support those kids. We're very focused on recruiting volunteers from the communities where our schools are located.
Yeah. And Primo, I know that, at the heart of the matter is getting kids to really be able to do better. And when it comes to the issue of reading, honestly, we know that that's a big challenge across the city. So I know there's one-on-one programs that are also available. What are some of the things that are available to really help students in their enhancement?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to speak a little bit about the urgency of the literacy issue in New York City and across this country. So that's kind of why we do the work that we do. And start off with the knowledge that reading is the foundation of all learning for students throughout the course of their education lifespan, right? And we know that according to the 2019 National Assessment for Education Progress, that only 20% of fourth graders from under-resourced communities in New York City are reading proficiently at grade level. We also know that literacy tutoring, particularly for grades K through 3, can have a profoundly positive impact on student literacy achievement. I'd say one other really important data point just to name is that when systemically under-resourced students are at reading level, grade reading level by the third grade, they're 13 times more likely to graduate on time from high school. So you can really see how important it is to serve students at the kindergarten through third grade level so that they can continue to experience academic success throughout the rest of their educational career. And so equipping students with the foundational literacy skills that they need to succeed unlocks lasting opportunities that can have a huge impact on their academic achievement and lifelong learning. So that's why we do the work that we do every day.
Yeah, very, very important work. And I know you can't do it by yourself. I know there's community partnerships that you have and really public participation. And so I'll come back to Rhea and ask the question about how can community and the public really be involved in helping in this endeavor?
Yeah. So let me just first say that we're looking for volunteers who work with elementary school students, and we're looking for community volunteers in the South Bronx and Central and East Harlem, on the Lower East Side. And our tutors work with the same kindergarten through fourth grade students for a minimum of 1 hour a week for the whole school year. And tutoring is more than simply reading with a child. Our tutors use an excellent curriculum that we provide to help students learn specific skills to become proficient readers. It's simple and it works. Each of our lesson comes with instructions and materials, and a trained program coordinator is on site to support volunteers as well. So no previous experience is required to become a volunteer, and volunteers provide us with their availability to volunteer and tutor a student 1 or more hours a week during the school day, so Monday through Friday between 9 and 3. And if you're interested, you can go to our website, which is readingpartners.org, or you can give us a call at 646-395-3831.
Yeah. Primo, I want to ask the question about really how much more have you become challenged in the area of dealing with the whole issue of literacy, given the fact that we are coming out of this COVID-19 pandemic. Some people say we might be going back in, but we'll just take it on the good side and say we're coming out. But when we're dealing with what we're dealing with COVID, honestly, virtual learning, things like that, has it caused a step behind?
Yeah, it's an important question that I think many of us are answering across the societal fabric. Few moments in modern history, frankly, have exposed the disproportionate effects that under-resourced populations in this country and in this city experience during a crisis as quickly as we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic. The unfortunate reality, also to name, is that remote learning didn't remotely cut it during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? And so we saw many students who experienced learning loss. And again, we can say that these are disproportionate outcomes, particularly for students of color, who are being seen to experience more than double the learning loss as as other peers. And so while COVID-19 has forced tens of millions of students into prolonged stretches of virtual learning, we took that opportunity to really pivot and move our program into the virtual space. So we put together a program called Reading Partners Beyond. And what that involves are really three things. So resources during the last year for our students and their families to read together, an online library. We also increased our levels of family engagement because students were learning from home. And then last and most importantly, at the core of our program is that we moved our literacy tutoring services onto an online platform where our curriculum lives and tutors and students can connect one-on-one. I think that this innovation has really informed the future of our organization. And so while we were typically, before the pandemic, offering services in schools, we are now going to have the opportunity for our students to be in schools this coming year, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? And also we're going to be able to bring in volunteers from anywhere across New York City using the virtual platform. So we're really excited about this coming school year. And we were also able to continue to provide services to our students who were learning from home over the course of the previous school year. And really give them the opportunity to continue to learn during a critical year so we could avoid as much learning loss as possible and continue to move readers forward in their progress in education.
Yeah, well, certainly you guys are doing great work, and I definitely want to thank you for what you're doing. Hopefully, as we get towards the school year, we'll be in person and students will get a better chance of advancement in this critical area. Thank you so much, Primo. Thank you so much, Rhea, for being with us here on Open.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Daren. Take care.
Thank you. All right, I want to let you know now, if you want more information, all you got to do is visit their website, readingpartners.org, I should say, and then on social media, you can see them on Facebook as well, I should say Instagram and Twitter at Reading Partners. We encourage you, please don't go anywhere. We've got more Open coming up right after this.